start off with a few announcements for upcoming events and other meetings. On Thursday, March 25th, we'll have a BIA membership meeting at Sewell's at 5:30. And it will be a builder member tabletop event. Those are always great. Hopefully you will be in attendance, and we'll have a lot of folks with tabletops, and everybody will behave and be safe. On March 30th, we will have a Remodelers after hours if, and that is if you see the word available there in red, if we have a host. More than likely at this point, don't know this for sure, but it may be something we do virtually. We can talk about it. We can see as time gets closer how things may work best. On Wednesday, April 14th, we will have an after hours at the Restore. That's at 5:30 p.m. at Habitat for Humanity at their Restore office. April 27th, we have a Remodelers meeting set, and we will do a business marketing panel. We've got Cynthia from Cutthroat Marketing coming in to talk with us about how to market our businesses. But we've added to that, we've got Midland's Media Group that'll be a part of this. And we have Minds Creative, and we also have Free Times that'll be a part. What we wanted to do with this, and Ben did a good job of doing some exploration on this, but we wanted to make sure that we covered all the different avenues out there that we felt like were good to try to market construction business these days. So it's not just one avenue, it's really looking at it from all different directions. Thursday, April 29th, we'll have a Realtor Fish Fry. That'll be at Central Energy at 6 o'clock. And hallelujah, May 21 through 23, we're going to have our Home and Garden Show. Hopefully that'll be a healthy event as well. And hopefully if you don't have a booth, you'll be in contact with the BIA office and see if you can get one set up. Some other dates out there, some other things that are upcoming that are important. April 8th, Tee It Up for Build Pack. That's a top golf event at Williams-Brice Stadium. In order to participate in that, you need to donate $1,000 to Build Pack. Could be a good opportunity, and it's for a good cause as well. April the 12th, we've got scholarship applications due. And if you've got any children, or even you are capable of applying for a scholarship, you know others who may be capable of applying for a scholarship. Let's make sure all those applications get in by April the 12th. April 16th, we'll have the BIA Bass Classics, and that's sponsored by Southern Traditional Homes, JC Outdoors, and Lake Murray, I'm assuming environmental. Would that be correct, Ben?
That is just the location. We'll be holding that on Lake Murray.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Lake Murray Environmental would be a part of it, but yeah, that would make sense that it would be at Lake Murray. Okay. And I want to thank Alicia Blevins and Amerispank for being our sponsor today. And Ben is going to introduce her and also our speaker for today. And Ben is also participating in our speaker panel based on what he has done in researching with the National Association. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ben. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. And we are going to have our sponsor come on if Alicia is available up here. There she is. Hello, Alicia.
Yes. Hello.
Well,
hi, everybody.
Thank you very much for sponsoring. We really do appreciate it. And we're definitely anxious to hear what you have to offer.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you, Ed. Thank you all for having me. We have some really great products for renovation, folks who are looking for renovations. What we will allow is them to pay off their mortgage and include the renovations as a part of the new mortgage. so they can do the renovations and stretch that out and lock it in for a 30-year interest rate. We are closing in 30 days, 45, depending on if there's an appraiser that, takes some time to get out there. And, it's not hard to be qualified for it. We also have, for investment properties, we'll do the same thing up to 85% loan to value. So basically 15% down. So we have great opportunities with our renovation loans. And it also, a lot of folks haven't refinanced, surprisingly enough. So if you have folks that are looking at a decent size project, or I say decent size, I mean, somebody might want to do it for 10,000 instead of financing it as a second mortgage. But we can look at doing it for either, really, I think the minimum, depending on how much they owe, would depend on how much they owe on their mortgage. But we can incorporate everything in, and we close fast. We have to have a contractor license and a couple of things from the contractor that's doing the work, but you don't have to go through a full builder approval process or anything like that. It's very, very simple. So if you are doing any upgrades, or you have folks that are looking to do upgrades, this is a great opportunity to maybe upsell them and get them into more upgrades. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, hey, we're always looking for a way to help people do the work that they need around the house. That always comes up, financing and figuring out how to pay for everything. So sounds like a good opportunity.
Right.
Great. Well, we appreciate your time today, and I'll make your information available if anybody wants to follow up with you as well.
Thank you so much. You all have a great day. Thank you.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. So next we're going to get into the meat of the meeting here, and we're going to hear from Samantha Turner. We'll have Samantha come on. She is with MEBA, South Carolina. I will let her tell you all about what she does. And she has a lot of wonderful resources for our members, for builders and contractors and remodelers. There's student chapters out there that are available. There are, the technical schools, all kinds of things going on. And they have talent coming up through the pipeline. And after Samantha's done sharing a bunch of resources with us, I'm going to share some things I learned at the International Builders Show that may also be helpful. So here we go. Thank you very much, Samantha.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you to the BIA, the Building Industry Association, for your continued partnership of MEBA over the past several years. Oops, getting a little ahead of myself, but this is actually a picture of students we had taken out on a job shadow activity. Some of these students weren't sure if they wanted to go into the construction industry, and so we were able to provide an opportunity in partnership with the BIA to take these students out for the day and explore the different types of careers. And about 15 of these students actually made the decision to go into a training program to get construction skills, get their OSHA certification. And we worked together with the BIA and other partners to get them employed once they finish their program. But thank you again for having me. My name is Samantha Turner with MEBA, and we've been around for over 30 years. Our mission is to connect our folks from business and industry to our school systems around career programs and resources. I know this industry faces some significant workforce needs, and you're always on the lookout for skilled workers. And so one of the first places, we always recommend you look for skilled workers is our school districts. MEBA serves 9 school districts in the Midlands, to include the South Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice. In every district, through their career and technology education programs, they offer building construction programs. Many of our school districts have career and technology centers: Fairfield, Richland 1, Lexington 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Lexington, Richland 5. In Richland 2, there's construction programs at Blythewood High School as well as Spring Valley High School. And I have provided Ben with some contact information for each of the directors, and you can reach out to them. They're always looking for people to serve on their advisory boards, their advisory councils to their programs, and they're always looking for folks to serve on the construction councils. So that might be something for you all to take into consideration. And I didn't list, we also serve the Department of Juvenile Justice, as I mentioned a minute ago, but they also have some construction programs. And because of the workforce shortages, we've seen some of those partnerships start to develop more with their programs and going behind the fence and helping with training and recruiting some of those individuals as they prepare to mainstream into society. So these are just kind of a snapshot of our school districts. And then some of you might have heard through the Building Industry Association, a program called BOOM, which stands for Building Occupational Opportunities in the Midlands. This is a partnership with MEBA, the Building Industry Association, Midlands Technical College, Folk Rehab, and we have 3 school districts, and we all collaborate, Richland 2, Lexrich 5, and Richland 1. And these are for non-diploma students. They're interested, they're getting some skills training in the high schools, but they're looking at taking that further. And we're working to get them training and OSHA certification through Midlands Technical College. And after 12 to 16 weeks of comprehensive learning and developing those skills in rough carpentry and framing, they're ready to graduate and enter the workforce with, a base level of employability skills. And so we're actually, I work with Stan Beckley. We're starting to get these students ready to go as far as preparing for interviews, employer expectations, and helping them to build their resumes now so they're ready to interview towards the end of May, beginning of June for jobs. So we'll have more information on that coming out. We'll share that date with you all. But if you're looking for workers, this might be one of those areas, opportunities for you to get involved in. And then Midlands Technical College is another area where you're able to pull for skilled workers. They have they've reorganized over the past year, and they're now under the College of Advanced Manufacturing and Skilled Trades are many different construction programs that are related to your industry. And some of them are 2-year degree pathways. Some of them are certificate and training type programs. They're all different. Some are 6 months, some are longer. But say, for example, someone in the construction industry can take a management course that could lead to supervisor training, or a superintendent, in the residential construction, but that would be like a 6-month training. So landscaping is a training certificate. So there's different ways to get tapped into this. And again, I've included some information, some handouts, and how you would reach that contact person if you were interested in even serving on advisory council for Midlands Tech programs and having access to their future workers. And these are some other organizations that help with job placement assistance and helping you find workers. Let's see, the South Carolina National Guard has an employment services division, and they work not only to help veterans find employability opportunities, but they also work with people who are coming in from deployments and they don't have careers. They're looking to place those individuals in the construction industry or other career opportunities. They work with also those weekend warriors who might be just coming out of school and looking for a career. They would also help those individuals find employer opportunities. The Department of Employment Workforce, they are a great state organization, but they not only help people find jobs, but they help employers find workers. And they have an excellent comprehensive website that you can use as an employer looking for a skilled workforce. So again, I've included a lot of this information in some follow-up documents for you with all points of contact and emails and phone numbers. Midlands Workforce Development Board, They actually are a comprehensive organization. They help employers put out job postings for free. They do they screen applicants. There's a lot of services that they offer as well for employers who are looking for skilled workers. They also offer different types of training funds. So you may have a workforce that needs retrained in certain areas, or I'm not real sure on what the criteria is, but for example, you might have someone that you want to put in the construction management program at Midlands Tech. They might be able to provide some training funds for you to have that for that employee to get that training. And then the Department of Social Services, they have several different programs where they work and they focus on finding their clients' careers in the community. Goodwill Industries is another place to reach out to as far as workforce. They also do job placement, vocational rehabilitation. They work with disabled folks. That could mean a number of different things. It could be that, maybe they do have physical limitations, but more often than not, they're able to work in the construction industry. And there's different resources that might come along with being able to place them in the workforce, in construction specifically, job coaches and such. And then I always recommend Apprenticeship Carolina as well, especially if you're recruiting young talent from the high schools and technical colleges. A lot of times apprenticeships might be an opportunity for your organization to develop that pipeline and train. It would actually be free training through the Department of Labor. And I know that they have spoken to your group on different occasions, but there's all kinds of benefits for them to work with your organization, even tax credits. And I've just, not to repeat myself, but I did put a point of contact in that information for you for Apprenticeship Carolina as well. But these are just some organizations that we partner with at MEBA when it comes to developing that talent pipeline, looking for a skilled workforce. These are certain areas where all of these organizations in front of you can be of assistance to you in finding skilled workers. We again have been around for about 30 years, more than 30 years, and our strength is in making connections. And so I listed here several different opportunities we provide industry to connect with our education system. I did see Kristen Metz on the call today. She's actually been very gracious over the last couple years in hosting students for job shadowing. I don't know if Kristen wants to, if we're able to, I see her clapping, but I don't know if we want to ask her to just comment on, I know she had hosted maybe 1 or 2 students and an educator actually for us back in the fall. Ben, is she able to talk for a minute and just talk about her experience for a moment?
Yeah,
Hey
certainly.
guys, I unmuted myself, Ben. Hey everybody. Oh, it's just been great. I mean, we get tons out of it from the kids. The kids really enjoy it. They make the process extremely easy to arrange. You know who's coming and when, and every member of the staff that has worked with the student has just really enjoyed it. So we really have a good time partnering and helping the kids, showing them the ropes a bit.
Thank you, Kristen. We appreciate your continued partnership. But that's a great opportunity for students, giving them the opportunity to explore this industry and see what different pathways are out there. I know just in my partnership with the BIA, there's numerous career pathways, and just to give these students a little bit of exposure goes a long way with helping them make big career decisions and college decisions. We partner with the BIA to do the job shadowing through your members, but we also, and I would say we partner with the BIA on many of these programs here in front of you. We do student field studies. We've taken students out to the building, the home and garden show. We do a reverse career fair, and this is actually an opportunity for our industry partners to be the spectators and to not exhibit your organization, but to come and see what the school districts, what the students are doing in our schools. And so this is a reverse career fair we did a few years ago, and industry partners were invited to come in and see what students are learning in the high school career and technology education programs. And so these students are electrical students from Fairfield Central High School. They actually go to the Career and Technology Center. But there were all kinds of building industry programs present that day, that if you were coming to see what kind of certifications, what employability skills they're learning, you would be amazed what our high school students are learning in high school that's giving them a baseline for entering the workforce. And so this is one program we do to make that connection. We're doing an industry showcase for all 8th graders across the Midlands. Hopefully we'll have some of you folks involved in that, where you can showcase your career in November. Interview with industry. We bring in the schools, the students who are looking for jobs, and connect them with you folks who are looking for workers. We typically do those more in the spring. We've done some virtual programs this year because of COVID. The end of March, we actually have someone coming to speak on commercial careers, on careers in commercial construction, ABC Carolinas, which they'll be with us, I think March 26th, to talk about careers and career connection talks. But they're great opportunities for our students to get some exposure into your industry. Excuse me. And then here we have teachers. Teachers in the workplace. We do every June, in which we have teachers that actually go into the workforce for a week. And this young lady, Michelle Dennis, works with many of our students at Lexington Technology Center. I have other pictures with her with hard hats and steel toe boots on, but she went to work for a week with Walker White Mechanical Contractors last summer and just learned all kinds of information about career opportunities. They have an in-house apprenticeship program that she was able to take back and share with her students and her parents, and take what she learned and incorporate it into curriculum there at the Lexington Technology Center. That's something we do. It's a free program. You don't have to pay the educators, but if any of you are interested in that, I can get information to you. We do a lot with taking educators out into the workforce as well. Many opportunities for you to present. And I don't want to take too much of your time, but that's how we really strengthen those connections. We do have a speakers bureau, and always encourage you to join if that's something you like to do. And any questions?
That's a lot of resources. And again, you did reference those, that you did write down a list of resources. I'm going to get that out to everyone. And if you want to put your information in the chat box there, I'll make sure I get that to you directly.
And we are taking, we're doing a job shadowing day in April, so I'll get that out to you. So thank you for having me, and y'all have a great afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Samantha. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
All right. So those are fantastic resources. I hope you guys can put those to use if you haven't used them before. And I just wanted to follow up with some more general how you can market your business when you're looking for skilled labor. You know, you're not just the only one looking for skilled labor. It's you plus everyone else in this industry, and it's a robust industry right now. So how do you find people that you want to work for your company? And I learned some stuff from a virtual seminar from IBS back on February 9th. It was entitled Finding Qualified Help for Your Remodeling Business. So that sounded like one I wanted to go in, and I did pick up some good stuff there. I also got some resources that were made available from that instructor that I can pass on to you, and I'll mention those as we're going on here. So one of the main things that I picked up from IBS in this seminar and a couple other ones was marketing a different way or a different theory on how to market your business now. The landscape has kind of shifted, and it kind of stems from a few other points that were talked about. Number one being that when it comes to someone joining your company, where do you think compensation or salary ranks on their list of most important things they're looking for? You might think it's first, but most studies show that it's third or fourth most important, the pay. Probably because it's all similar where you go. You might find a little more here, a little more there, a signing bonus, but it's not really the most important thing that potential hires are looking for from your company. What they are looking for, according to these surveys, is the culture of the business and how they'll be treated when they come to work for you. They're looking for room for growth inside of your company, not just a job, things like that. So when you're marketing your company, what you want to talk about is the story of your company, what it's like to work for your company instead of focusing on the salary and the benefits. What is the work environment like? What are they going to be expected to do, and how are they going to fit in? So if you can tell that story, you're going to go further than people that are just talking about money and hours of the job. There's an example, and it's Irons Brothers Construction, and they have a Facebook video. I will share that with you. It's about 1 minute long. So we'll take a quick look at this video that might give you an idea of what they're talking about. If I can get it, oh, here we go. Oh, sorry. All right. So that told a story of Irons Brothers and what it is to work there. And I don't even think they talked about salary. So one way to do it. Now, I will also say you might not be able to put together a video like that. And I would direct you to many of our members that do marketing and can do that sort of thing. And as Ed mentioned, we do have a meeting coming up on April 27th that have a lot of talented folks that will be able to help you put together those type of advertisements and messaging. And I have another resource toward the end of this. So that's putting your name out there and trying to attract people through an advertisement. Another good way to do it is through your network. Many of you already know this. You're already part of a trade association and you use our networking meetings for this type of thing sometimes. Maybe some other resources in your network you haven't thought about: your employees, your existing employees. You can always talk to them and say, hey, do you know anyone that does what you do? We're looking to hire some more. Spread the word. Tell them what you think about working here. Your peers, you have a lot of friends in this industry. Let them know you're looking. And of course, this day and age, everyone will say, no kidding, I'm also looking, but get it out there. Let people know that you're looking and spread the word. Of course, I mentioned trade associations. Please use the BIA to the best you can. We do have a job posting board that's free for you to use. Just send me your job posting and I'll get it online for you. I think that also posts to our Facebook page. So I'm happy to do that for you. No charge. And an interesting one they brought up was your past customers. Send a note to your past customers, remind them, and this is a good way to maybe drum up some more business at the same time. Let them know you're still out there. Say, hey, you've worked with us, you've seen our ethic, and you've seen how we deal with customers. Do you know anyone that's looking for a job? We're hiring. They might reach into a different realm that you're not normally in touch with, but you have a good quality person there to help you find someone. So past customers was interesting. And keep telling that story. When you talk with people, it's not always about, hey, I'm looking. It's, hey, this is what my company is all about. You're telling that story constantly about who you are and what you're doing. let's see, other places to look. So Samantha gave us a lot of places that you might have already thought about. One tip that came up, that if you're hiring from a vocational school, you might want to give a call to the teachers or the instructors of that school and say, who's the cream of the crop, or who's the top performer, and see if you can batten them down faster than not. Now, the only downside is this is not too much of a secret. There's other people doing that. So timing is important. You need to catch that before graduation and see if you can get somebody, the cream of the crop, before they get snatched up. Where else can you look? So interesting points came up out of this. You look outside of the construction industry for qualified people. Now, where would that be? One that came up was food service. Food service people work long hours. They probably don't really want to be in food service forever. They're almost always looking to get out of food service. You can find a manager of your favorite restaurant or a place you frequent, and then make sure they have a happy staff working under them. So if they have a happy staff, they're probably doing a good job as a manager. They already have good people skills. They know how to work in challenging environments. And now, again, COVID-19 has put a lot of these people out of work or close to being out of work. So food service, if you're looking for managers, give that a shot. Not a bad idea. Retail sales managers, kind of the same thing. They already know how to work with customers. They have to keep inventory, and they work on their feet a lot. Retail work is very tough. It's not always the end all be all for where people want to be. And they've also been negatively affected by the internet and COVID-19. So, any kind of retail sales manager that you think is doing a good job, reach out to them. See if they have any interest at all in switching careers, and see if there's an opening for you. One person on this call mentioned that they hired a wedding planner as their selections coordinator. And if you think about it, that's exactly what a wedding coordinator is. They help people make selections for a huge event in their life. And that's exactly what a remodeler is doing. It's a huge event in someone's life. And you have to make a lot of selections. I mentioned I just moved into my house last May, and I had to make selections for everything up and down that house. As you guys know, it's stressful. It's a lot of decisions. And those wedding planners, they already deal with super stressed out people, and maybe they can help you as well. So that was a very interesting tip that someone gave. Another place to look, and maybe you've had this happen to you, or maybe you've seen it happen, but look to other small business owners and other one-man remodeling shops. Many times, as many of you know, you get burnt out on it. You just want to go remodel something. You want to build. You don't want to have to run a business. You don't want to have to hire. You don't want to have to worry with all those things that come along with owning your own business. And if you do want to run your business, look for that guy that may be tired of it. Someone who's getting close to retirement, or who may not be doing the business the right way and having some trouble. Say, hey, come over here and work for me. I'll get you on salary. You can just work here, and you don't have to worry about any of that other junk. So that's happened many times. I've seen Mungo Company do this over the years with custom builders. Mike Lohman, many of those other, John Ziegler, used to be in business for themselves, and they're not. They went to work with Mungo, and they've been there for many, many years. So I think they're happy with it. So you can employ that tactic as well. And as a bonus, if you can get someone like that, they might bring their client list over, because they've been in business. They have a client list. What are they going to do with that now? Well, guess what? I'm working for Jim Bob over here. He's a great guy. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But come on over if you need any more work, or if you know anyone, bring me that work. So that's a bonus for you on that one. One more, let's see, I think I have one more resource for you. Oh, two more resources, sorry. One is a website, and I don't know if you're aware of this one or not. It's called contractorstaffingsource.com. contractorstaffingsource.com, all ran together. I went and checked out this website after they mentioned it, and it's full service or a la carte, I believe. But they can form your job descriptions for you. They can, they'll interview you, the company owner, and figure out what you need exactly and form that job description. They can make ads for your company. They can optimize your website for hiring. They'll go in there and make a hiring page or a landing page for when people want to apply. They can answer all these questions for you. They can post all of your listings online on various job sourcing websites. They can even do interviewing. If you don't want to get into the interviewing process, they can do that for you through this website. They can assess the quality of the leads that are coming in through that portal. And if you want to go further, they can help onboard your new employees. Once you decide to hire one, they can help with onboarding. They can do regular follow-ups while they're employed with you to make sure they're happy and getting what they wanted out of the job. And they can even do exit interviews if that person decides to leave. So it's a full service. resource that might be good for you, contractorstaffingsource.com. Might want to check that one out. Very robust. The other thing is, if you do want to do the hiring on your own, which many of you will, and I understand that, is to have a qualifying script ready to go. And it's just a set of questions that you can ask in the same order anytime you have a phone call, and it helps you compare apples to apples. You know, if you just kind of do it off the cuff, you might forget to ask a question, or you might dwell on something or get off track. So to have a list in front of you when you're doing a phone interview to qualify your leads is helpful. And then you can take notes and go back and review multiple at the same time. I do have a sample one of those available from the instructor, David Loopberger. If you'd like that, I can send it to you. And secondly, if they make it past the phone interview, or if they don't have a phone interview, go straight to a live interview, advice there was to have another script ready. Again, you want to ask the same questions and ask them in the same order, just so you're comparing apples to apples and you can relate candidate A, B, C, and D all across each other. Also, it's a good idea to have someone else in the room with you. Don't be the only one in there. And it's because you might get focused on one thing, but the person with you might pick up on something you missed, or they may hear it differently than how you heard it. So having an extra person in that interview process is helpful while you're talking to them. And you always want to start by asking, what do you know about the company? There's a lot you can tell by people who, you can see the interest level. If they did any homework, you want someone that's prepared. So two tips there. And I do have a sample interview script that I can send to you if you don't have one already. Other statistics, 1 in 5 people are not happy with their current job. All they need is an invitation to leave. So don't be afraid to recruit. And honestly, people you want to hire. Now, Samantha gave us a lot of students and people coming out pretty green, and they're great, and you can hire them and shape them and mold them as you want. But a lot of people you want to work for you most likely work for someone else already. They're desirable. They have skills. They're not sitting around just waiting for you to call. They're working, right? But they might not be happy with that job. And it might be money. It might be their stature in the company. It might be the people they work with. Who knows why? But again, if you keep telling your story and you have a good reputation and you get in front of them and you let them know that you have an opening or you're interested in them and that they would be a good fit for your company, or at least you think they would, when they finally get fed up with that job, they know who they can call. So always leave that door open and you know, put your best foot forward and be out there so those people can find you. So those are some tips I found. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Again, I have those phone scripts if you want, and I can get you that website again. But Mary Louise is another resource you can call, or Habitat for Humanity for that reason. They deal with a lot of volunteers. They have a lot of people that come through the doors over there, and they work with volunteer help. So that's another resource. I think you can contact Habitat, and we'll learn more about them again on April 14th. We're going out to the Restore over in West Columbia on Highway 1. Always a favorite place for me to go shop and look around and see what they got. But to learn everything that Habitat for Humanity has available, I think we're all going to be all the better for it. So come join us on that one, the 14th. I'll have more information for you. But that is another resource there that we didn't mention yet. So I wanted everyone to be aware of that. All right. Well, I do have those resources available. Shoot me an email. I'm ben@columbiabuilders.com. I can make all those resources available. This video is going on YouTube probably tomorrow morning at this point, and we appreciate you guys coming. We will be back in person in April 27th at Seawells. We'll also be on Zoom, so I hope to see you all there. And if not sooner, that BIA meeting on March 25th. I think we're going to be at Seawells for that as well. So if you can, get your vaccine, keep wearing your masks, and everybody be safe out there. Good to see you again.